Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. It must be Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And I tell you, we're going to have a wonderful show today. So you guys sit back and get ready to have a wonderful time because my guests are in the green room. I tell you, they pounded on me already. So I don't even know what kind of whooping I'm going to take today, but I'm going to take it. Okay, because they are friends and I love them dearly. So let me get the announcements out of the way so we can get this show started. The first thing I want to do is give a shout out to all of our healthcare heroes. Those are the people that are on the front line taking care of our loved ones that have been healing them up and sending them back to us. And I tell you, it's not an easy job to do because we got germs out there, y'all. And these germs are killing people each and every day. And our heroes have been doing their job diligently, thankless job. And I like to give them a shout out every time I come live because I want them to know somebody is praying and thanks them for all the work that they're doing out there on the front line. Also, I just want to encourage everyone to continue to wear your mask, keep your distance, and be smart about this because there are people still dying. We reached a milestone of over 900,000 deaths and climbing. So this thing is nowhere near over. So I encourage you guys to please be smart and please be safe because that's what we need to do. Also, I want to give a shout out to all of our spiritual leaders that are on the front line. We have many people that have been seeking the face of God and then have been working diligently to find out what's going on so that they know how to instruct us how to proceed in a time like this. And a special shout out to my mentor, Dr. Lord Michael Hunt. So if you don't know how to find him, just look on my YouTube or go on any YouTube channel that he's on, and you will find out that he has been doing what he's been doing for a very long time. And he's been tolerating me for at least 30 years. So I give him a shout out every chance I get as well. So now let's move over to my website. I want you guys to take a look at this. Go over to ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, scroll down, take a look at some of my advertisers. Without them, I would not be able to do what I do here. RRJ Webb, Prince Hunter Financial Group, and Port Again Sam are just a few of the advertisers that are on my site. I want to point out Prince Hunter Financial Group. If you're interested in learning about trading Forex or trading the stock market, he is offering 4 free classes. So if you reach out to him, hit on the link, it'll take you right to his website. Make an appointment for your 4 free classes, and you'll be on your way to learning how to make money on the stock market and the Forex market. And please pay attention to Port Again Sam. Port Again Sam brings some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. And he's got inventory now. It took a while for him to get in, but he's got the cognac back and some delicious wines. Don't ask me how I know they're delicious because I've been there to visit with them. And they are very delicious wines, and you definitely want to go over there and check out what he's got going on. Now's a good time to set up a wine tasting. Well, now we got all the announcements out the way, and I'm so excited, to bring to the show our guest for this week. They have worked together as co-hosts on their show, and I have been a admirer of their show for quite a while because they handle deep topics. They bring on deep guests. They've argued on the show before, just like a good entertainment couple should do, because I tell you, they're hilarious on occasions, but they get the job done. I'd like to welcome to the show for the very first time Annette Harris and Deon Hunt of Mind, Body, and Soul. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What are you saying welcome for?
I'm saying, you said welcome, so I'm welcome. You see what I did without the gate.
Out the gate.
Out
the gate. That's what's up.
Well, I guess you want us to welcome Dr. Ron to his own show. Welcome, Dr. Ron, to your show.
Thank you for, thank you thank you thank you thank you for you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with me. And I admire anybody that can work as a couple on the air, because I used to have a female co-host, and they would quit me after a while. I'd have to have anxiety. I done lost another one. And because I love having conversations and being able to get multiple opinions about conversations and topics. And so now I'm just winging it. But that's okay. I make it look good anyway. But I appreciate the fact that you guys have a chemistry, and you do what you do, and I'm sure it's difficult because I never used to rehearse. I just show up and see what happens next. So, I know it's very difficult sometimes. I know it's very difficult because you never know what's going to come out and what's going to come up, but it looks like you guys are having fun. Is that true?
Absolutely. While she thinking about it, I'm going to say absolutely.
I thought you were going to let ladies go first. So I was trying to get my thoughts together. Actually,
you see how she routinely puts me in the corner.
Uh-huh.
So let me go to my corner so she can speak.
No. Please speak. By all means. We want to hear from you, Apostle.
I was just going to say that it's not difficult, because you said, I know sometimes it's not easy. It's definitely not difficult because of the chemistry that we have. We are, as cool as we are on the air, we are also that cool off the air. So it's not like we got to get on and put on something that's not authentic and real. And so that's what I would say that adds to what we're able to give out on Thursday nights, semi-monthly.
Yeah. Now I got to
try us on a Thursday. We may be on.
All right, I heard that, and I got to say this. I know that Annette definitely is protective and defensive of you. So I had mistakenly, and this is a public apology, mistakenly added too many letters to Deon's name. And right away, she hit me up talking about, you misspelled his name. And she did it on an inbox, okay? But I know the attitude was in her voice when she did it, and I immediately got on the phone and called Deon and said, man, I misspelled your name on the plugger, man. I'm sorry. So I knew I was going to bring it up, to make sure that everybody know, so y'all ain't got to jump on me again, because she did already. And Deon too, for that matter. He's like, man, long as I've been knowing you, you don't know how to spell my name, And I was like, yeah, I did, and I do, for sure, Hunt. I got it.
Wow, wow. Well, actually, that's really the reason I did it because I'm like, haven't they been knowing each other for a long time? He doesn't know how to
Uh huh.
Right.
spell his name.
Uh huh.
Not to
Uh
mention, for a minute, you was calling Annette Anita.
yeah, I did that too. Yep, I
Yeah,
sure did.
my phone rings and I'm like, whose number is this?
Uh huh.
Hello? And wait, he was all excited. Hi, is this Anita? And I said, no.
No. She said, well, okay, all right, I'm gonna call back later after you remember who I am. Because I know my name pop up on my caller ID, so I knew she knew who I was. You
Actually, no,
know,
your name didn't come up.
it did
But
not pop up.
no, it did
Okay.
not. So you need to
All
call
right.
Boost Mobile about that.
No, I got a real contract. I don't do the Boost Mobile thing. Look, if my phone go bad, they're gonna give me another one right away.
I
You
got
know,
you.
yeah, yeah. But that's a uniqueness about having someone that has your back when you're doing what you're doing. And it shows up on the air because it's enjoyable to watch you guys. And you have such a mechanism that operate around you guys. Like Brandy, she be on the case. Brandy be on it. And I know she's been on it for a long time. And I know you do multiple shows outside of Deon on a regular basis. And I think Brandy is one of your workers or helpers. I don't know what position she got because I don't want to make Brandy mad right now either.
Yeah, Brandy is the girl. She
Uh huh.
I'll never forget Apostle Dion said, everybody needs a Brandy, but get your own.
Right. Right. For
Don't.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good. She's awesome. She does the promos for A&D, of course, and also for Get Caught in the Net. And we appreciate her. We do. She puts
Mm-hmm.
everything into it. Sometimes she does things at the last minute for us, but she gets it done, and she's
Mm-hmm.
so on point. So on point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to have a production person. It really is. And I know you guys. I know you do other shows. Now, how many other shows a week do you do?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, because Dion ain't doing no other shows. Yeah.
Yes, he
I
does.
I got a show every Sunday.
Okay.
It's not a
We'll,
show. I
we'll,
take that back. It's not a show.
there you go. All right. We'll, get-
He
we'll,
cleared that up real quick.
yeah, real quick. I was gonna say, I'm sure you want to leave that right there like that.
Right. Well, the other show, Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, started. Well, we're going on 9 years this year.
Okay.
So that's on Wednesdays, typically Wednesdays at noon. I have in the past adjusted, depending upon what my guests are in need of in terms of their schedule. So sometimes we've done different days, different times, but that is the typical spot, Wednesday at noon. And then I launched my podcast last year, um, and mind mending in the net. So you guys go and check out my sorry, shameless plug.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. No,
anyway,
no, go right ahead.
so I launched that, and so that is uploaded weekly. And what else do I have, Apostle? Of course, A&D on Thursday. Look, I'm asking him. Um, and so there are a couple other things that I'm working on too that's coming out. But yep,
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I'm proud of that Annette does is the series on I fit the description,
yeah,
and it's a part of Get Caught in the Net, but it's becoming its own little spin-off type of series, um, and that's where she gathers young men, young black men who in today's society fit the description, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, but are so educated and so well-rounded and so endowed with intelligence that we're able to articulate what it's like to be a black man in today's America, and they do a wonderful job
Mm-hmm.
every time she gathers them together. So she, I tell all the time. I said, you the hardest working woman in show business. But on a serious note, I say that jokingly, but I consider what she does as ministry
Mm-hmm.
because it always has an element of healing and remedy and restoration in it. And so it's a blessing to have her doing what she does.
All right
Oh,
now.
thank
Yeah.
you.
And I'm sure you'll recognize this name. Chris Bass is on the line with us. He says good afternoon to Dr. Ron, Deon, and Annette, called in Annette. Enoch, shout out to you. Misha Norman is on the line. Shout out to you, Miss Misha. So if people put questions up there, I will read them on the air for you guys to answer. Now, Deon, I know that you mentioned the word ministry because that's your strong, background. That's what you do every day, 365 days out the year.
Right.
You're working as an apostle that covering over your own church, and you do the full gamut of everything that's going on. You have your Sunday service, your Bible study, and I can remember the time when he was the young sons of thunder. That's going way back. You
Way
know,
back.
yeah, when they were doing radio shows back then, they used to leave the service on a Sunday night and go running down to what was it, YCA?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, YCA, and be up half the night doing services down there. So that was man, that was a while back. Now, hey, now you got a whole different platform that you're working on. Notice I didn't say show, I said platform.
Okay, got it. I got it. But
But
you know who broke me in on that? Um, Pastor Cece, my
Mm-hmm.
wife, she broke me in, and Dr. Cynthia Davis
Mm-hmm.
broke me in on the radio, and I never got as good as they were. They were
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Oh my God! You remember Cece on the radio? They would bring her in to do promos and all of that stuff, and Dr. Davis had that radio voice, and
Yeah.
I came in, and I was just a accessory to what they were doing, and it kind of prepared me to now be the accessory to what Annette is doing.
you
Oh,
know what? You
yeah,
know
you
I tell her
can't
what?
all the
look.
time. I say,
You,
"You
you
Batman, I'm Robin."
look. You cannot minimize your role at all. Okay, and Cece, I used to work with Cece doing the promos and preparing, editing the shows
Yeah.
back in the day, and she's always had a wonderful voice to be able to put those, because we had a very complicated show. We
Wow.
would have music, we would have advertisements, we would have the word, we would have different segments. And I promise you, I had to edit all that stuff together and get it ready to send over to the station, and man, they kept me humping. It wasn't
Yeah.
nothing nice. They kept me
Yeah.
humping.
I remember.
Yeah. So she was well seasoned by the time she started doing that live stuff. Yep, yep, definitely. So now compared to then, like you say, you feel, more seasoned. What would you say would be your highlight now of what you're doing compared to, I know, humble beginnings, but I know you feel a lot more confident. What would you say now?
As far as the A and
Yeah, yeah. As far as broadcasting, ministry, what you're doing now.
um, any show that we do, we have segments where and I'm sure Annette will have her picks as well. We have segments even within the show where we deal with current events. But even despite that, we always try to take topics that are relevant to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it keeps us on our toes. I can't really pick any one topic or any one show that really um, kind of blessed me. Although um, I think I am kind of partial toward the I fit the description, but that's an Annette show. That's a Get Caught in
Mm-hmm.
Annette show, which I'm pleased to say I kind of help co-host those shows. But
Kind of.
those shows are, I'm being modest. I'm being modest, you know. But again, I am Robin. I'm Boy Wonder. But
No.
those shows, because of the relevance and the passion that I have for that topic, if I can say uh, a topic that's the one that has the most impact on me, I think.
Mm-hmm. So
Hmm.
are you going to carry some of those things over to the A&D show, or is it just going to be like just an Annette, caught in a net type topic thing that you're going to do? Or are you going to parlay that into something that you guys may want to try to do on your?
We handle stuff like that, but just I fit the
Mm-hmm.
description is becoming its own thing, I think.
Okay.
You know. But we definitely handle relevant stuff that's pertinent to what's going on in the world. And so I don't know if Annette, if you have a particular topic that you're inclined to.
Well, actually, I would probably say this is the thing. The biggest difference between both of the shows, um, Get Caught in That Mind, Body, and Soul, that's more of a how can I say it? A structured show, if you will, with the guests and making sure you kind of stick to what it is that you are bringing that guest in for. A&D uh, pretty much was created so that we could just kind of relax and let our hair down, and no pun intended, and kind of be ourselves. Well, he couldn't let his hair down, but with A&D, we wanted to be able to come into individuals' homes and in their cars, their vehicles once they got off work, and just kind of help them unwind, at the end of the day. So yeah, we come in talking about the current events first and foremost, and then kind of getting off into a specific topic that we feel would be of interest to individuals. And it could be, something that maybe they've been wondering about for a while. They just kind of wanted to chat about it. And so, we say we A&D, see your way into the conversation, just kind of chat with us. Whether you finally get home and you got your cup of tea or whatever, you just want to sit down and listen to us and listen to our show, interact with us. Give your thoughts and opinions. There's no right or wrong answer. It is a safe space. We're not,
Mm-hmm.
talking against anyone or whatever. We give our opinions. We give our view, if you will. Uh, and we don't have to worry about being suspended. Oops, did I say that? I'm so sorry. Uh, but no, but it was just a way just to kind of, you don't have to have that structure just like mind, body, and soul. We can just kind of, you know.
And we're free to laugh. And like you said, one of us can let our hair down, at least. But I think even it works better even when we like disagree on topics. Like we're able to disagree on certain topics and still keep it above board, still be respectful, and still keep it interesting and appreciate one another's opposing perspectives on any given topic. And so there's a lot we agree on, but sometimes we hit one of those things where she's like, "Okay, what did you say?" and I gotta give an explanation as to why I said what I said. You know, but it keeps it interesting. And the thing about A&D also, like you said, the audience can see their way in. In real time, we take questions from the viewing audience as well, and it's just like a big kind of fireside chat almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Annette, I know you were at one point in time in your career. over at Finney's place. On his gospel network, I think it was.
We don't want to talk
And
about that, do we? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
hey, that's your
I'm just
background. I
kidding. Go
just,
ahead.
it's out there now. You know,
No, everybody
um,
knows UBM. It was UBM Broadcasting.
right, UBM,
Uh huh.
and you had I guess a gospel show. Would you call it, or what kind of show did you have over there?
No, no, no. It was still Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. So it
Okay,
was still the talk show. I was just on. Well, the way they had it set up at UBM, they ended up separating it into different branches.
studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, studios. Yeah.
And one was called the UBM Gospel. Then you had, don't ask me the names of the other ones, but UBM
Yeah,
Gospel. So that
UBM Talk, and then they had UBM Music.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So I was on the UBM Gospel. I don't ask me how I ended up on there, but I just did. So I was able to still have my guests, but I was able to play gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if I actually had a huge shout out to, I'm just going to do this, Buddy Gill. At that time, Buddy Gill was the one that was supplying me with my music.
Mm-hmm.
So when I changed over stations or whatever, I'm not able to do that. um it's, well, all the radio lingo and all that, the everything
Mm-hmm.
has to go into it. But yeah, so I was there for a while, and that's actually where I met Chris Bass. And I don't know
Right.
if you're still on there or not. So
Yeah, he's
hi,
on there.
Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we met, and I'm actually glad that we met because he's a very instrumental part of my radio career. Um, I gleaned from him. I did learn from him as well. I was able to even come in and host for him, a few times. He had me on the show a few times. I had him on my show a number of times, so we were able to interact that way. But Chris is the man. That's Bass Nation. That's another one you can't mess with. I get you if you mess with bass too.
Oh, that's my brother. You ain't gotta tell me nothing. We do a show every Thursday
Right.
on
Okay.
Street News Now. Now, did you know Lee? Were you there when Lee was there? Lee Michaels?
I don't know. Was I, Chris? If you still out
Uh,
there, answer if I
yeah.
was.
Well, you would have known Lee Michaels because he ran everything while he was there, and then all of a sudden one day him and Finney got into it, and then Lee left. So you came in afterwards. Uh,
Well, there was a lot of turnover there, so
oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. There was a lot of people came and went through them doors.
Yeah.
You know, um, it was just a hard place to be. Of course, Finney tried to get me over there several times. I'm like, I'm not coming. I already knew his reputation, so I'm like, nope, I'm not coming.
Well, if I can say this,
Go ahead,
I
say it.
appreciated the fact that here was a black man who was trying to provide an environment, a radio station, for people that look like us, if you will, to have their own shows, and that I appreciated. Now, you had everybody, different ones had their different opinions, this, that, and the other. Of him. I'm sorry, the late Dr. Feeney, should we address it as such? But
Mm-hmm.
he, provided that. And, I stuck out as long as I could, and I didn't leave because I was upset with him or anything. But, I, again, my choice to leave, and that's, for another show. But it was, back in the day when I first went there, it was slamming. You had shows like back to back to back. I mean, and the different branches of it. I'm
Right,
gonna call it,
studios. Yeah.
yeah, different studios, and it was on fire. And then he had brought in young people, trying to give them an opportunity and chance, to have their own shows, to work there and everything. So it was a great experience. I wouldn't change it or exchange it. So, everybody has their own thoughts and opinions or whatever, but it was a good place. It was.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. And quite a few people probably would share that they had some good experiences there. Like you said, it was a template that started out with a good idea, and then along the way it lost its way. I just say it like that. It got a little crazy around there towards the end. But so before UBM, were you at another station prior to that, or was that kind of how you got your entry
Uh,
into it?
no, when I first started, I was on terrestrial radio, AM
Okay.
1570.
Okay.
And that was actually, I did a morning show for like a half hour. It's like every time I, change stations, I increase my time. So, yeah. But that was only a half hour in the beginning. And then I went over to UBM, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, she got
Wow.
amnesia.
No, because there was a point in time where I was at two stations at the same time.
Okay.
So the terrestrial station and then TCM. After when I first started with terrestrial, then I went to online, radio
Okay.
stations, and that was TCM. That was out in the south suburbs, and so I was in both places for a minute.
Okay. So the transition from terrestrial radio to internet radio, what do you feel was much more liberating and much more fun?
Oh, online, of course. That's why I'm
So
still with
I,
on
I
online radio.
yeah, I would say that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
terrestrial, you have to kind of go with the change in society or in the world, and the way of radio was going that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you either kind of keep up or you go upstream or go against the grain, whatever you want to do.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
if you want to succeed, you will go with, and that's the direction that it was going in, and so.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, terrestrial radio is the little dials on your radio, or on your old stereo system if you still got one. Internet radio is so much more freer. You can say things and do things. You can add video. I mean, it's just so much more fun. I used to get in trouble all the time at my radio station. Oh my God, Global News Forum. I was over there in the beginning, and we established Global News Forum as a talk format. And I tell you, Kimberly Edmonds was one of the general managers there. And after the show, she would always come in. Why did you do that? And she'd be talking so fast, she mad.
Oh no.
She was, why?
And
Ron,
you kept doing it, didn't it?
you do not have a problem with name dropping, boy.
Oh,
You are
look,
fabulous.
no, we cool. We still cool. The facts are the facts. And I tell you, most of the time after I would come off the air, because I had a 2-hour show, and I would be like, well, what did I do? What did I say? I didn't even have a clue. I would be somewhere in another zone, don't even realize that I had said some stuff that they didn't care for at that particular time. Like I never will forget it. One time I said something about some Jews, and they said, "You gonna have us being boycotted by the Jews?"
Uh-oh.
I, I was like, "You can't call them Jews on the air." Well, it's too late now. Yeah, I said it now, and so, but it's so much more freedom, so much more. You can say things. You can do a lot more. And that was before the terrestrial radio stations were establishing themselves on internet presence. So let's ask this next question, and y'all decide who you want to go first. What would you say was the worst show that you've ever had? I'm gonna sit back on this one.
What?
So we are still sticking. We were talking about A and D, right?
whatever. You can spread it across whatever platform you want to spread it across.
I don't,
Hey,
I don't know. I can tell you the most uncomfortable,
okay.
I know what you're gonna say.
but I think we pulled it off. I think we pulled it, and it was a good show in that it was well attended, well engaged. People engaged in it, and people definitely watched it. But for me, it was a bit uncomfortable. But we've kind of been accustomed to doing topics that may be a little uncomfortable. Um, it was the one on the married bed being under fire. Is the married bed really under fire? And we got into some very candid conversations, and I don't I think I had to say at least 3 times during that show, none of your business. I think I had to say that at least 3 times. None of your business. But even that show, because for me being a ministry gift, being a pastor, a senior pastor, an apostle, I knew the reason why I was uncomfortable to a certain degree. I knew people were going to tune in just to see what I had to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And sometimes people can be slick. They will ask questions, and based off of your answer, kind of use your answer to peek into your life. And my thing was, ain't nobody peeking in my bedroom. Because what go on in my bedroom, it stays in my bedroom. And so that was a bit, but we did it, and again, it was a show that people really latched on to, and I believe that we made an impact, and that people enjoyed it.
Wow. Okay. Oh, should I answer? My bad.
Yes, your turn.
Well, I think that, and Apostle, you might have to help me. It wasn't the worst show, but it was a very engaging, should I say, discussion. It was kind of heated,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think I responded. I came out of the host mode, and I responded to Apostle, and he was like, did you ask me, did I turn my neck or roll my eyes or something? What did you say?"
Yeah, you did roll your eyes. You rolled your eyes on the show.
You said, "Uh-oh, she just rolled her eyes," or something like that. You said, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that I did that, right?" And to this day, I still would tell you that I didn't.
I know what I remember the show. I don't
What?
remember the topic, but I remember what I said.
It has something to do with us Black women or something, didn't it?
Not necessarily Black women. See, now don't get me in trouble.
Okay, help me. No, just help me, because I don't remember.
I said something to the degree that women in general, and I think the mistake is that I generalized women. Ron, anytime you generalize women, you're gonna get in trouble, right? So I said something to the degree that women in general have a problem governing and controlling their emotions.
Mm.
That's what it was about.
Yeah.
And so I demonstrated. You trying to say I demonstrated?
Yeah. But you didn't feel. I didn't. No, I'm not saying that you demonstrated, but you did not agree. You did not agree, and you made it very clear to me that you did not agree.
I don't remember that exact conversation, but I just remember everything that came.
It was traumatizing. I remember it.
Traumatizing for who? No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, so he said that I rolled my eyes, right? And I'm telling you, Dr. Ron, I felt, because I think that was early on. Wasn't that early on in our
It may have
episode?
been second year. It may have been second year.
And I I literally, I'm telling you, Dr. Ron, see how I am. I don't want to offend anybody, right? And so, he was like, "Oh my God, you did that!" And then somebody else messaged me and said that I did it. No, two, no, it was in the comment section. I said, "No, I didn't." They were like, "Yes, you did." I was like, "Okay," and I literally felt bad, right? I felt bad. So after the show was over, I think it was maybe like the next day or something like that. I think about stuff, maybe from the day before. So I'm texting. I'm like, "I'm sorry if I offended you." He was like, "Please, we are over the honeymoon phase or something." So he
But you know what? It was meant to be an engaging conversation. And if you're passionate about it, then come with it.
right.
You
And
know.
and from that point, I said, "Okay, it's
Yeah,
on now." It's
I think, and it was because I think at one point I said to her, it may have been first year. You're right. It may have been. It was definitely the first year.
yeah,
And I think I said something to the effect, regardless of my title, I can stand to be corrected. You know,
yeah,
if you have an opposing view, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just not seeing it the way that you see it.
right.
I can stand to be corrected. I'm not tripping off of that.
And
You
see,
know.
that was the thing. Because of his title, Dr. Ron, I did that, and how I was raised. I didn't want to disrespect that. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that, we were on the same page, that when we do have conversations like this, and, I may, as he states, roll my eyes or something like that, or really get into this, conversation, that he understands that it's just a conversation and I'm not disrespecting you. So I wanted that to be known. So I think that's probably why the next day, I'm like texting to make sure that everything was okay. So, but he was like, "Oh, you're fine." And I'm like, "Okay, let's good. Come on, let's bring it on." So now at that point, I knew where we stood. You know what I mean? And so I was
Mm-hmm.
able to be myself. And as
So,
I stated
so
earlier, let
you
my hair
say,
down.
yeah, yeah. Check your titles at the door. It's on now. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask the flip side of that question. What would you say was the most rewarding or the most fulfilling show that you all have done?
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So many of them, huh?
Yeah, actually. I will say this, that I agree with what Apostle said in terms of we try to pull topics from current events, or if we have individuals that suggest topics, we'll see if we can kind of venture into that. Um, but I think probably, being able to address the unrest, that, we experienced, um, with, it seems like, black folks just were not, of course, the hand we've been dealt or whatever seems like it's been magnified. You got the cameras out now and everybody's filming everything, so you see that. So being able to address how we feel, about that, it's probably, if I can kind of think of something off the top of my head, that's probably some of the shows that were rewarding enough.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. I would agree. But as she was talking, one show just popped up in my mind, um, and I think this is an honorable mention. But we were talking about um, why our young people aren't voting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was an honorable mention to me
Yeah.
because we even had someone on the show that we invited on the show. I believe we had attorney Dow on the show, but then we
Oh,
also
that's right.
invited someone else on the show who was a millennial who was against voting.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
we had that opposing view right there on the show, and just the back and forth was it was just golden. It was a good conversation where we got to kind of dig into the mind of someone who was against something that we were all very passionate about, and so I really enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So it looks as though you all are deep passionate about what you're doing, and I like that about the show because I've tuned in on occasion when I can catch it. My schedule sometimes doesn't allow me because I'm usually on the air 2-3 times a week myself. But I used to chime in and used to give me that honorable shout out. Hello to Dr. Ron. He just tuned in. And I'll be like, oh wow, they just called my name. Now I gotta go. Uh, I might have been trying to sneak in, and you just ruined that. But the interaction that you have with the audience, and then the communication. What do you see as the future of the show? Now I know you're down to a minimum of minimum shows based on scheduling or whatever, but what would you like to see the future?
Yeah,
You know what
you
I
see
would
that
like to
look?
see? You know what I would like to see? I would
Mm-hmm.
like to see being able to do a show. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm
That's
just
how
kidding.
she come for me.
I didn't even call you. I just said being able to do a show. That's all. Um, if I had to think about it, to be honest with you, just to continue to be able to have a platform where we are able to discuss things that are sometimes people want to talk about, but they don't know how, or so maybe to help to guide them in that conversation, kind of open it up. Um, and still being able to have that interaction, with people. I love how we interact, when we see comments and questions, because sometimes they'll hop in there like right away and they'll give their thoughts and opinions, on a particular, subject or whatever. So, I just want to see that continue. Um, that contact, that interaction, and just being able to, discuss things that people normally wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are you gonna say to her about that comment she just made? She would just like
You
to
know
have
what?
more shows.
We're gonna have more shows. We're
Okay.
gonna sit
All
down
right.
and
I
we're gonna
got I
talk,
got it on I
and we're
got it
gonna
on
have more
tape.
shows.
I got it on tape. So if you ever need me to pull the tape up,
Right,
I
right,
can pull
right.
it up.
No, it's
Well,
okay.
well,
And
and
go ahead.
I take blame for that. Every now and then, because of my ministry schedule, um,
Mm-hmm.
things kind of get a little wooky. Um, but we can definitely have more shows. Um, the direction that I love that we are already going in, that I want to see more. I think we're best when we're just being ourselves, right? We're best when we're
Mm-hmm.
just uh, kind of in our own comfort zones. Again, we're not throwing up any kind of facades or any kind of false appearances. We're very authentic. But when she is ministering to that in that psychological realm, and I'm hitting that spiritual piece, that's a very um, good coming together.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're able to hit that on any given topic, we really make our mark, in my opinion. And so I think
Yeah.
that's part of the reason that kind of we see the success that we've been seeing, on the level that we're seeing it, is because we hit those two different areas. And so if we can continue doing that, then it won't just be a show. It won't just be entertainment. It'll also be ministry.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. That was good
No,
stuff.
you like that? You like that?
I'm sorry, I went into host mode. Forgive me, Dr. Ron. But if I could add on to that, no, I agree with you. And let me just say, you guys know how I can joke and I can, throw stuff out. That
And
was
roll
a
your
joke.
eyes. We know you know how to roll your eyes. We know that.
It was a joke when I said I want to have more shows. I was just messing with him. We understand that life happens and you may have to adjust, and which is what we've had to do. And he is right. It's his ministry and different things. And there have been some times when I wasn't able to do a show. So we understand that. And so I don't want you to say it's all on you. It's not you. It's not you, Apostle. It's not you. It's just how
I
things have
appreciate that.
landed. And I don't want you to go, I don't want you to cry tonight or anything thinking about, what we see, what we
In
see.
in a fetal position, shivering in the corner. In fetal
Right, right,
position.
right, right. But you are all good. One thing I will say about this man, if I can, Dr. Ron, he's a very humble man, very humble. And that is what I appreciate about him, his humility. And he knows that because I've told him that from the beginning. I've always appreciated that. And him having a title, if you will, but still being able to interact on, the level of whoever he's talking to. And that I appreciate.
Yeah, and I can concur with that. I have been knowing Deon before he had any letters on the front of his name or the back of his name for a very long time, and
Okay.
he's always been that way. He's a very humble person. We laugh and joke, quite often. I have seen him run out of here, in tears from laughter, you know, and he say that's how you get in trouble all the time. You just say anything. I say, yeah, I do, because I know who I'm talking to, and I know it's not going to go any further
Yeah.
than just him, you know.
But he's not a
And
priest. Just kidding.
no, look, trust me, I
We
didn't see
talking
his
about no
cut.
professionals.
Look, I didn't see his collar, so I wasn't going into that mode anyway. I wasn't trying to do no Hail Marys afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That is not about to happen.
Right, right.
Look, after I'm dead and gone, he gonna say, "I remember the time. I remember the
See,
time."
see,
Yeah, but
Lord have mercy.
you all are such a joy to watch, in action, and I appreciate you all. If you have never ever seen their show, can they go find the replays somewhere? Where can they find the replays? Where? Tell us. Give them the information.
on Mind, Body, and Soul. On the Facebook page, there's always a replay on there, and then also on the YouTube page. Did
See,
I misspeak?
You did. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook, Mind, Body, and Soul A&D Conversation.
She leave me hanging.
We do have an Instagram page, but it's just
Oh,
posts just directing you to Facebook.
okay. Yeah,
all
But
and
we
right.
they
will be on this Thursday. We are coming on this Thursday, guys, 6 p.m.
okay. All right. Well,
Central
that's a
Standard
beautiful
Time.
thing. That's a beautiful thing. So Facebook is listed right on the bottom. Facebook, Mind, Body, Soul, AD Conversation.
Oh,
You
he
Can I
know
was
have
able
one
to
that.
more
do
thing
that.
in that?
Yeah, yeah,
Ron and that.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When your own mother is, I like that Annette. I like to listen to y'all talk. Several times my mother has said that to me. And so, your mother can be the most critical, you know. But she has several times said, I just really enjoy sitting back and listening to y'all talk.
That
Yeah,
is so sweet. Now you know what?
yeah,
Y'all gonna make me cry over here because your
yeah.
mom
That
is just
that
so
that.
beautiful and so sweet to me. I,
Yeah,
I
and
just
and
I
that
Yes, she
and
appreciate
is.
that.
trust me, that is special because
Oh,
my mom, she don't listen to my show, and she'll have a habit of calling me while I'm on
while
the
you on the
air,
air,
like,
See?
"Oh, I didn't know you were doing a show."
is that what you do?
Yeah, right.
So that is an extreme special moment right there. So I have to ignore her call, and then she'll call back, and then
And
I'll be
you
like,
ignore my call.
right, exactly, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, she really don't know I'm on the air right now. And I just don't even let it bother me no more. It used to bother me, but after several years of therapy, I've learned to accept my mother for who she is. um,
Appreciate your mothers, gentlemen. Appreciate your
uh-huh.
mothers.
I appreciate her. And look, without her, I don't think I'd be here.
You don't think? You don't think?
Yeah, you notice how I got up and looking like, how would that work? I am not a test tube baby.
I was about to say,
Okay.
you're not a test tube baby, are you?
I am not a test tube baby.
I have
Okay. I
nothing to
just,
say.
yeah, that's unusual.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna leave that one alone
I hear you. I hear you.
in the
Well,
corner.
look, I appreciate you all coming on the show. I like to cross network. I do what I do. You guys do what you do, and it's a beautiful thing. And we got about
Trust me.
4 minutes left. So I'm going to give you all an opportunity to wrap up saying what you would like to leave with the people before you get out of here. This is something that I always like to do, for people to be able to express themselves, So we're going to start with you, Annette.
Did you say sing?
No, I did not
Oh,
say that, and
I'm
you can
getting ready
sing
to
if you
say.
want to.
You're
Yeah,
not
she
getting no.
can sing though.
Yeah, you can sing if
You
you
ain't say
want
no
to.
better word.
I said express yourself any kind of way you want to as we are wrapping up.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Dr. Ron, for this opportunity to come and chat with you, inviting my co-host and I on. It's been a interesting evening. It really has. No, it's been good. Dr. Ron, no, we do appreciate you and all that you do, even in the radio broadcasting industry. So thank you for this time. Can you guys still hear me?
Keep
Oh,
talking.
okay, good. Because my earpiece just kind of went out a little bit. But thank you, thank you again for. This is probably our first time, Apostle, being able to just chit chat about A&D, and so thank you for that opportunity and that chance, and we appreciate you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Deon.
I echo um, Annette's sentiments. Thank you for this opportunity to just give us a chance to come on and talk about A&D. We've never really done that. And we appreciate you, as she said, for all that you do in this arena. You guys are heavy hitters. Y'all knocking it out the park. I'm just glad to be a blip on y'all's radar. If I can leave anything, I want to encourage people. Um, and I'm very sincere when I say this, to keep hope alive. We are in very trying seasons, and we're living in a time that we've never seen before. And so it's important that we stick together, that we continue to love one another, that we follow after truth, and become a lover of knowledge, and do what we need to do to get out of this situation that we are in. Work on your relationship with God, love all the people that are in your life, embrace them, appreciate them, and let's move on and do greater things.
Yes.
Wow, he
Yes.
preached a
Profound.
sermon.
Yeah, that's profound words,
It's
but
good
it
stuff.
speaks to the time that we're in. Quick shout out, Dietrich Carter chimed in, Demetrius chimed in. I see a few other people had chimed in. Thank you all for joining the show. I can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate, you guys coming on and letting us take a sneak peek behind the curtain of what goes on with you all in your show. And you're gonna come back and see me again sometime.
Yes, if you
Of,
invite us.
of
Okay,
course,
all right.
we never
Because
talked about
sometimes,
how A&D started. We
We
never
sure
really did.
didn't. We sure didn't.
So you're gonna have to
okay,
bring us back at some point.
Yeah.
okay, that sounds like a
Talk about
plan
how
to me.
A&D
I
started.
love it. I love
Yep.
it.
Bring us back and we'll kind of make up something and let you know. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, bring us back.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the idea that you guys are going to continue riding out the storm, whatever storms may be, and and come on back.
Yeah.
Right, right. Hey,
I
I've got to
love
say
it.
this
Yes.
2022 is a year of healing.
Okay.
That's another takeaway.
All right. I like that. Look, my thing is to try and help these people stay alive. Keep wearing your mask. Don't
Okay.
take nothing for granted in this day and time. Well, look, you guys stay right there. Let me close the show. And I appreciate everybody that chimed in on the comments. The show will be available for you guys to spread around. If you like what you see over here, please, please keep on telling folks about what we do. Let me throw this information up on the screen for you guys. If you'd like to make contributions, we appreciate it. This is where you can all make your contributions at. Please go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. You can make contributions there on PayPal. Support all of my sponsors. They make it possible for me to keep doing what I'm doing. Also, all those that have made contributions, I thank you so very much. Your money has been put to good use. Please subscribe. Go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share. We're going to see you all on next week. We're going to have another great show. Appreciate you all. Peace and love. See y'all